Every day I get asked about my eyebrows, what I use, how I get them, just you name it, I get asked. So I decided to make this video on what I do and what I use to get my eyebrows to look the way that they do. So if you're interested, just keep watching. First thing that I'm going to be grabbing to do my eye look eyebrow is my CoverGirl CG brow makers in the darkest brown. Because of my hair color, of course, you want to go according to your hair color. So after I use a spoolie to, brush the little brows that I do have, I'm going to be creating a brow. Start on the inner side, a little bit farther out than where your guideline brows are, I suppose you could call it. And you begin drawing light feathery strokes, and then you bring it up the arch, and then of course you bring it back down. Let me adjust the camera. There we go. And then you want to, it looks kind of crazy right now, but it won't in the end, I promise. You want to kind of connect your top and your bottom brow down here at the point. And then proceed filling in light strokes just like you did, even lighter than when you were drawing the the initial line. And then when you start to come to the inner part of the eye, the strokes begin to get lighter and lighter. You might find where you have to kind of extend the brow out a little bit more, which is fine, that happens a lot. And then you just kind of lightly stroke, and then where you're almost not even touching your brow anymore, to where it looks like it's fading. Okay. As needed, you take your spoolie and kind of, you may have a little bit more hair than I do. So the next thing you're going to do, some either use pencil and powder, or just pencil or just powder. I use both. I'm going to take my angled flat brow brush and a slab from my BHcosmetics 120 palette, the darkest brown that they have, and proceed to go over the brow that we just created. Don't worry if it's not perfect down here, because we are going to fix that in just a few. When you're doing this, you're kind of just like sitting the brush on top and lightly pulling. You're not like rubbing hard. And then as it gets to the inner part, you're not going to add as much product, and again, you're going to lightly fill that in, very lightly. Again, you cannot spoolie enough. It helps blend the brows, the powder, and the pencil together because it gives it a more natural look. Of course, this isn't natural, but it gives it the a more defined, refined look, I guess you could say. Alright, next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take my MAC Studio Finish Concealer and the number NW20 and my flat, it's technically called a flat eyeliner brush, but I don't use it for that. I use it for sculpting my brows. And then you take just a little bit, because this is an oil-based concealer, on the end of your flat brush. And then you just go under the brow ever so lightly, straightening out any harsh lines that you may have created. And this is where we can fix that little oopsie that's not so straight. Just bring it up. And pull it down. And then when you get done with that portion, you just kind of, you might want to get just a little bit of product so that way it helps with the blending. Back onto the brush. And just go up under the bottom and blend it down. Then I like to take my finger on the inner part, just kind of blend it down a little bit more. And with fixing the brow and defining it, if you find that you went over it a little bit and you have like a little light spot, kind of like I have right there, you can go back in with the eyeshadow ever so carefully. Just kind of dab it over, and it just kind of fills it in. Now, a lot of people wonder how I get the little gradient effect, and this is how. Take your MAC concealer and the flat brush again. A little bit of product, not much at all, or you will completely ruin it. And I go in and I just lightly, over the line that's uneven right here, I just kind of lightly put it there and just kind of start sweeping back just a little bit into the brow color. Sometimes I just like dab it because I don't want to, again, ruin anything. This is just a brush with a little product that's left over. And that's pretty much how I get that. I also take a little bit of my e.l.f. high definition powder, and I like to go and set, since it is again like an oil based concealer, I like to go and I like to set that up under there so it doesn't get all shiny. And I'll also right here where I put the concealer, don't need that getting all shiny on you. And that is absolutely how I do my eyebrows. As you can see, they're not perfectly even. That's how eyebrows are. But I get a lot of questions on how to do it, and I hope this helped. Thanks for watching.